Hello, everyone. Welcome to day one of the Big Brother Companion cast. Every day, so starting with yesterday, I'm releasing a companion episode to the day of television for Big Brother. So it means I'm not a live feed updater, I am a companion piece to that. The goal is to celebrate or talk about unique, specific topics in Big Brother, give sort of long-form thoughts rather than some like tiny little thoughts. As I speak, I am here at the New York City premiere party, or I just finished being there, and it was a blast. You can tell my voice is a little shattered because my poor voice because of the party and having a blast. And it was really fun to see some friend faces. Shout out to Ethan Animal, or Ethanimal, who was there for his first Big Brother party ever. However he says his name, right? Who of course put on incredible long-form video content, which is of surreal quality. These events are always really fun, but I'm not here to talk about those events because I'm not I'm not an updater. Although, let me tell you, there's some tea, but no, I'm not sharing it. Sorry. But I want to talk today about night one, because it is night one, and the episode was really fun. Tomorrow, because, there's going to be a bit till Sunday, so I've got some episodes to fill. We're going to talk about camp and, what makes good Big Brother camp, what makes bad Big Brother camp. But today I want to talk about night one feeds. Not night one feeds, night one twist. Because every season, a Big Brother player comes into the house, they waltz their way in, and Julie's like, well, what do we always say? Expect the unexpected. And we have a great twist for you that'll make you turn in circles. And every season has different twists. In 23, you had the teams, and you had the Frenchie, whether he would get a week of safety or not. If I recall, you had the 24, where you had the backstage boss, which was Pooch, his, banger twist. You had 25, which was the Nether regions, in which Corey was dragged off to eternity, and the bottom four were the eligible pool for noms. And last season, of course, you had Ainsley and the double premiere, in which 2 players got powers and 2 players got negatives to their game, where I think they couldn't vote. And they couldn't but that was it. It was what a bad twist. So every season, Big Brother players come in, and that's just the new era. 22 was actually pretty straightforward. 21 had BB Campback, night one eviction, which was terrible. 20 had the hacker, 19 had friendship. 18 had the return. Oh God, was it 18? 18 had the boxes with the teams where the worst person would get eliminated. So there's been a lot of these twists. Big Brother loves their night one twists, and as a player, you have to learn to navigate said night one twist, because these twists are very different consistently. And you don't, they're a tool that you can use well or use poorly. So I want to talk today about some fundamental things you want to try to be doing with Night One Twist. So we're going to break this off in, a couple of different groups, okay? Unique week variations, which are versions of the game in which you have a format change. So, for example, the boss, you have 25 was a format change, and so there's a couple others, right? You have then the generic one-offs, where it's about a pool of people, you're narrowing down the pool of who could be in danger or who could have power, or no, specifically who could be in danger. And then you have your powers, I'm getting a tool to work. And with all these things, there's a couple fundamental principles you know. One, the HOH is incredibly powerful if you know what you're doing. If you are listening to this podcast, you know what you're doing. If you are not listening to this podcast, you may or may not know. Or this video, right? Because here's the thing. The rule of the game with Big Brother, this is something that Terrence talked about before, is if you've been in the top, if you are the HOH and you successfully get your target out, you have always gone on to make day 40 or above. If you are the first HOH and you fail to get your target out, they have always gone home before day 45. Without fail. Just giving you a couple examples. Cody Calafiore gets his target out, wins the game. Frenchie, his target, and Cody's target, of course, was Keisha. Frenchie, his target was initially Brent Champagne, and then it was Derek X. Obviously, neither of us went out week one. You know, being Travis, who was not even on his list somehow, despite him saying, I'm going to protect every woman and every man, or I'm going to protect every woman and every person of color. So I'm only looking for people as options, and I'm one of the white men. So I'm really looking at 3 options, which... Frenchie! Why are you... Frenchie was so bad at the game and painful. And then you had 24, Daniel Durston obviously failed to get out Taylor. On 25, Riley's initial target might have been was Kirsten, but she wanted Felicia out. If you had to be like, okay, you can magically make the house limit one of the two of your choice, she would have said Felicia. But I couldn't do it to Felicia because I'm so nice as a woman. And you watch, Frenchie fails, gets eliminated. Oh, and then Angela last year, mess of an HOH, right? She successfully gets out of target Matt. Her day 1 target, when she walks down the staircase the first morning of feeds, and she's like, Matt, you think you're so clever, right? She gets out Matt. And she goes on to make jury. Well past day 45, right? As insufferable as the house guest thought she was. So, winning HOH, incredibly important. If you know what you're doing and can get your target out. Philosophy 2. Play for relationships, not short-term power. With any of these twists, one of the things you want to be thinking about is how can I set myself up for the success? That is what the HOH tool is, why it's so powerful. Because your goal is to create an alliance and use your power as a way to solidify that group. Say, I'm listening to you, I'm trusting you. We've agreed as a group on this target that I've definitely just chosen myself. And now, because we've all agreed, I'm showing you that I'm on your side, that you have me in your pocket, or in some capacity, like you have a relationship with me that's trust, but it's built on game trust. Because no one else can prove they stand where they stand. Only you can. And so you can build an alliance where everyone goes, okay, I don't know enough about everyone else, but I know for a fact that I can trust him, that he will stand on his word, that when he tells me he's doing something, I know he'll do it. And I know that he'll listen to me and he'll work with me to get out the target I want. By the way, I apologize for the jittering. My laptop is on my lap, and that doesn't always make life easier. But like I said, it's just the this week thing while I'm still in New York, which will be till Monday. And afterwards, it'll be fun from there. And so, for example, tonight, you had Jimmy have the power to pick 4 people to be at an HOH thing, right? Jimmy's mindset should be, how can I use this to set myself up? And you saw it a bit. He wanted, and from my understanding, look, one of the things about these premieres is you watch the episode and you try your damn hardest to watch it, but you will miss just details because so much goes on, and so many asides happen, and it's a lot. But if I recall, my understanding is Jimmy talked with Vince and was like, oh, you'll throw it to me. Jimmy's focus needs to be on how can I set myself up for this. He wants safety as a guarantee no matter what. Or he wants to win, right? But he should take a step further. Because even if he doesn't have a lot of time, he has the ability to build the foundations of an alliance right off the bat. And while obviously there's a bit of a transparency to this alliance, the mindset should be, it's okay if it's a bit transparent, because people are going to have to still say, okay, but are they actually working together? And even if you end up not working together, you've shown some game for us. Because here's the thing. You as Jimmy have the ability to prove something to people. I'm a man of my word. I will do what I say. I want to build a group of people off this trust, and we can use this trust to propel ourselves forward. Right? And you probably have to come with some agreement like, oh, but we're not actually close. I just promised him safety, and he was like, that's a good enough deal for me. Like, we're not doing anything together. And then while you're working together. And if people figure it out, they still have to win and choose to target you. And you've got a whole week to build a house that won't target you and your group, right? Because you know one of these 4 people will be HOH. And so you have a lot of power there to create protection. And if you want to expand, obviously you probably want to play yourself, because rule 1, you want to play HOH. If you want to be dumb and don't want to play HOH, then you should be maximizing your chances with getting people who will not only protect you, but will work with you because you've shown yourself. That is the key. Will they work with you because you're proving yourself and that you're an honest person? And look, you don't have to be an honest person in this game. You shouldn't be an honest person in the game. But at the beginning of the game, everyone's looking to make allies, and everyone's looking to make enemies. Don't let yourself be an enemy. Let yourself prove yourself so that people trust you immediately. Because that is the currency of especially the early game. Trust and loose connections. So, and that's why it's important, right? You want to maximize your odds of success. So when, in season 6, in 21, Mickey's the counselor, has to pick 4 people to go with this night 1 pool, right? How do you set yourself up long term? Not who do you target? How does you set yourself up long term? Because this twist is terrible. It's so bad. Like, trust me, you should go out of your way not to do it, right? But if you choose to become the camp counselor and get selected, then you need to figure out, how do I build connections off this? I'm showing you I'm not putting you on the block, so you protect me and you trust me, which is a hard thing to do. And at the same time, it's kind of about winning HOH power. And guess what? He kind of got out his target in David. I think he probably would prefer Jessica, but he didn't really care. So that's number 2. Maximize your odds of connections. And rule number 3 is don't make yourself a target. Don't do too much. A lot of these comps require you to win multiple times. When that's the case, you gotta think about. You obviously want to win it, but you want to make sure that you use your power in a way that doesn't make a big target. So that means being smart with who, if you have to target somebody, you have to be smart with who you target. If you want to be protected, if you have to support someone and lift them up, you need to be smart about who you do. You want to do things that people go, okay, that makes sense. You want to be predictable, and you want to do things that don't feel like big moves. And if you want to make a big move, which you should, if it makes sense, you need to make people feel like it's not a big move. Okay? So, example. Jimmy's, like, looking for people. He's like, or let's say, I guess, what's one of the more eliminative twists? Pooch, right? He has to pick people. He obviously had to do it night 1, which ruins a lot of the power of the twist. But his vibe could very much be, look, I don't know anybody. I'm trying to make a judgment based off of the kinds of people I normally interact with in my life. For all I know, I strongly, if I had to guess, especially because you're on the show, I'll really like you. I just don't have enough to go off of to make a real decision. So this is what I'm going with. I'm looking forward to protecting you guys. I'm hoping to protect as many of you guys as I can down the road. Something along those lines. And the reason why you have to do something like that, because you need everyone to feel like, oh, you don't want them to feel like, oh, he made a big move. Like, that's smart, right? Or that's risky. Like, Pooch is someone we got to watch out for. You need to make them feel like, oh, I kind of like, I feel bad for him. And if you are Pooch and you target somebody, you need them to think, man, I just wish we gotten to talk earlier. Because it's just the way the season goes. Like, Pooch was unlucky. Like, I got unlucky. And that's the focus. You're not, Pooch targeted me because he doesn't like me. He doesn't vibe with me, right? And you gotta be smart about that. But that is the kind of key that you need to be thinking about strategically. To close this off, because guess what? You're gonna be getting more of these videos further down the road. The episode I thought was really good. Just some basic thoughts on the episode. It was really good. I like this Big Brother, the camp that they're going with. Rachel Riley is going to suffocate this game. We're going to talk more about one time about like returning hybrid or about hybrid seasons specifically. There's a couple of them to go off of from both US and Cannes, and they're a lot. We're going to do that. Let's do that. Okay, I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then on Saturday, we're going to talk about camp. Because, let's be honest, hybrid seasons is probably what everyone's thinking about right now. But obviously it's night one, so I just wanted to do something for night one. But Rachel Riley, man, this is going to be a tough situation for these house guests, man. There's so many dynamics to go into something like that. And I would be excited to be in a house guest with people who are like current house guests. Part of it's because I've met a couple of them. And like, so I have a better understanding of how to navigate that because I've met enough of them at this point. But like, I'd also be terrified out of my mind. And there's statistical reasons why. And there are just like ways in which game evolves as you play it that are important. But we'll get into all that tomorrow. Thank you all night. I hope you enjoyed my raggedy ass voice. But that's that's BB day one for you. A premiere full of lots of loud music and they're chatting over it. And also just like lots and lots of people meeting. You know, it's so great. I made a bunch of friends. And I'm looking forward to doing it all over again in DC. And when Bryce and Wynn come to DC, I don't know if I'll be at a premiere next year, but it could be. Regardless of that, thank you guys for listening. See you all tomorrow.